In the headlines, Barbados to benefit from a regional initiative to reshape the Caribbean's energy landscape. Crime, new hotel projects, and the social safety net debated as the budget continued in Parliament. Adventure and cultural activities planned for Regathering St. Joseph. And in sports, Barbados Pride beaten within 2 days at Kensington Oval by the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force in the West Indies Championship.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC NewsNight, starting now.
Good evening and welcome. I'm Tisha Hines with the details at this time. Delayed because we've been covering Parliament, which we will get to a little later in the news. But first, Barbados and its regional neighbors will benefit from a major initiative to reshape the Caribbean's energy landscape. This was revealed on day 2 of the 2025 Sea4All Global Forum. There, it was disclosed that the Caribbean Development Bank, as part of its energy sector policy and strategy, has established the Accelerated Sustainable Energy and Resilient Transition, ASSERT 2030 framework. Vice President Operations Isaac Solomon says this ambitious project focuses on enhancing the integration of renewable energy sources and facilitating grid interconnections across Caribbean nations.
This work has started. We have already gone to market for a international consultant led by our team member Shireen Ibrahim, and we are at the point of selecting a firm, hopefully by the end of this quarter, to begin this work. And it will require significant work on the political front, working with different specialist expert groups to ensure that we can have the kind of evidence. The point, though, is building on what the Prime Minister said yesterday around how we look at the bigger picture. I think this is a very important initiative for all of us to collaborate on.
Meanwhile, Minister of Energy and Business Lisa Cummins is calling on regional partners to press forward with discussions to make energy aggregation a reality.
How do we make sure we have that local denomination in currency to be able to have blended finances syndicated across multiple partners, across multiple regions, so that even if we don't have integrated grids yet, we have integrated procurement, integrated management of our energy system planning, and integrated development collaboration. That's what our region is about. That's why we're here today, and we're very happy to be able to work with all of our colleagues to be able to deliver on what we've discussed.
Some relief offered tonight from the penalties and interest associated with late payment of monthly corporation tax and prepayments for the period January 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2025. Minister in the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs, Ryan Strawn, says there will be a remission of those penalties and interest. He adds that to facilitate this in the information technology systems, interest and penalties applicable to the late payment of prepayments under the old regime for income year 2024, including March 15th, 2024, September 15th, 2024, December 15th, 2024, and March 15th, 2025, are included in the remission of penalties and interest. He made the announcement while wrapping up the budgetary proposals and financial statement 2025.
And finally, there will be an extension, sir, of the March 15th, 2025, sir, corporate income tax filing date to March 31st, 2025, to ensure that all companies are able to file their tax returns in a timely manner. So we've had some development issues, sir, that went a little longer than was anticipated. So we're saying here that the companies that are expected to, that originally would be expected to complete their filing by Saturday, that we're extending that deadline from Saturday to the end of the month, March 31st. However, though, sir, final payments, which would normally be due on Saturday, final payments for income year 2024 shall be made by March 17th, 2025.
Minister Strawn is also proposing to eliminate the income tax late filing fee for zero returns in accordance with international practice from April 1st. Additionally, the minister is proposing to reduce the late filing fee for personal income tax from $500 to $100 and to $250 for corporate tax returns, with no future request for amnesty.
The reason for this, sir, is that we really want companies and individuals to comply rather than having to write to the ministry for relief. It takes up a lot of time and effort to do, and therefore we are making these arrangements in order to make sure that we encourage companies and individuals to do the right thing up front and to not have the penalties necessarily be a burden to individuals. Further, any penalties or interest applied to the taxpayer, sir, will be offset against any tax refund. So we're trying to make sure that the system is as efficient as possible and therefore just permit the process to run much smoother. We will also, sir, cap the total interest and penalties to no more than 25%.
The Appropriations Bill 2025, Annual Estimates 2025-2026, was passed. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Mia Amor-Motley has given some indication that she will soon be shedding the portfolio of the Ministry of Finance. It came during her contribution to the debate, in which she had high praise for the way in which the budget was delivered by Minister in the Ministry of Finance, Ryan Strawn.
That if something should happen to me, God forbid, tomorrow, I know that I have left in your hands a capable, a confident young man who has acquitted himself with distinction as a member for Christchurch East Central, but equally as a minister in the Ministry of Finance. And I will tell you the truth, that the only thing standing in his way between now and being fully Minister of Finance is the fact that we come out of an IMF program in May or June of this year. And we're going to have to go to the market for the first time since this government has come to office. And while I do not claim any major things, I do know that I have a bit of credibility internationally. And I do believe that I need to leverage that credibility for the benefit of this country in terms of our re-entry into the market. Once I am satisfied that I have done so, I will have the greatest pleasure in removing from myself the portfolio of Ministry of Finance.
Now, earlier today, former Crime Prevention Minister and Member of Parliament for the City, Corey Lane, also made his contribution to the budgetary debate. He suggests crime, health, and education should never be partisan matters. Mr. Lane has defended the work done under the government's National Peace Program.
I am happy that the program was able to use the Chicago Crime model in 2023, and we've been able to see the progress, and people could go and check the progress for themselves. I would like to say as far back as the 1990s, I have said that the late 1990s, the Youth Parliament, I said spending money up front saves your money on the back end. In other words, right, at the time they show us statistics, every dollar spent on prevention meant that you didn't have to spend $10 in exclusive reactive policing and incarceration. And I underline exclusive, because the member would like you to feel that we try out lock and liquor. Lock and liquor still in there. What we are saying is not only lock and liquor, that we can't just crime fight, we got to crime prevent.
We also heard that 3 more hotels are in the pipeline to be constructed in Barbados. Senior Minister in the Prime Minister's office, Dr. William Duguid, says these will add to the 6 major hotel projects currently under construction. He notes once work commences, 9 hotels will be under construction, an historic feat for Barbados.
Where the Four Seasons was, a new hotel by the name of Montage is expected to start construction there very, very shortly. Where Haywood's was, which was another hotel previously, so not all are greenfield sites. A lot are brownfield sites as well, where hotels were before, and we're either renovating or getting new hotels built on sites that already had hotels. Beaches, as you've seen, is going to go there. And then the Banana Boat site on Maxwell Coast Road, a 3rd hotel, Odyssey, is going to go there.
Dr. Duguid says, as a result, thousands of jobs are expected with the proposed hotel projects. The former Minister of Innovation and Technology, Marcia Cattle, in her budget response, says the digital transformation of Barbados will not be an easy task, and we have to stick the landing. She asked the country to give its support to GovTech.
We need to get these digital services right and in people's homes. And that is one of the things that GovTech, and I really have to thank Mr. Mark Boyce, who's the CEO and who's pulling his team together as we speak, for really wrestling this beast to the ground and taking on this task. I ask the country, through you, sir, to give him support. This is an incredibly gargantuan task that he has to bring digital transformation to the country with the help of the ministry of which he's a part.
Government is spending more on Barbadians struggling to make ends meet than the previous administration. Minister of People Empowerment and Elder Affairs, Kirk Humphrey, says government has been pumping significant amounts into the welfare department since coming to office in 2018.
In terms of national assistance, between the year ending 2018, Mr. Speaker, so this is what we came and found. $10 million was given on national assistance by the welfare department. By the end of 2022, and it is more now, we gave $22 million, Mr. Speaker, sir, an increase of 114%, Mr. Speaker, sir. In relation to private rents, because again, we have determined that people should not live on the streets. People are talking it, and we are doing it, Mr. Speaker, sir. In relation to private rents, between 2017 to 2018, the welfare department paid $604,000 in private rents. We have paid out $1,768,000, a 192% increase.
Minister of Home Affairs and Information Wilfred Abrams is making it clear that the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation is not shutting down. Minister Abrams says the state-owned enterprise, which is saddled with more than $125 million in debt, is going through a restructuring process, a move intended by previous administrations, but one that never happened. He was responding to Leader of the Opposition, Ralph Thorne, who during his response to the 2025 budgetary proposals and financial statement suggested that the closure of CBC is a great tragedy.
CBC is not shutting down. It is being restructured. It is being streamlined. It coming back leaner, meaner, cleaner, more resilient, and it is going to be digital. It is going to give the people of Barbados what they want in the way that they expect it. It is coming back bigger and better.
Minister Abrams says it is notable that CBC's management and the Barbados Workers Union announced last week that as of April 1st, the company will begin transitioning to a fully digital platform. He says to facilitate the process, staff will receive severance pay for their years of service.
You ain't hearing nobody going out there and saying we are disadvantaged, how the government could do this. Actually, sir, the bulk of the PR in relation to this was coming from the union. The union's social media. The union actually had a number of workers of CBC up on their social media. Persons saying, you know what, I carry home this much money. Or I am happy, I knew it was going to come. I am happy and satisfied with how it played out. I am happy with how my union represented us. And some of them said they are happy with how CBC treated them.
Well, coming up, much planned for Regathering in St. Joseph. An action-packed month of adventure and cultural activities is being planned as Regathering St. Joseph gears up to host the event. Our Andrew Lowe reports on what's being planned.
These wonderful scenes will form the backdrop of what's being billed as a month of adventure as Regathering 2025 gathers steam and heads to the northeast parish of St. Joseph. schedule is packed with exciting events. Matthew Hinkson is the chairman of the St. Joseph Regathering Committee.
When you think about St. Joseph, you think about what we see behind me. Beaches, lovely people, a lot of relaxing places to come to the countryside and just enjoy the zen that St. Joseph presents. We spoke about hikes the last time. We have a parish-wide scavenger hunt about to be planned. We have Soccerama, where we're inviting our neighboring parishes to come on board and bring out that community spirit again. We have our church service. Our church service is going to be on the 6th of April. So make sure to come out because we're being thankful for the harvest. Thankful not only for crops, but the harvest of diaspora coming back into the island of Barbados.
No events such as Regathering in St. Joseph won't be complete before the headliner at one of the most beautiful locations on the island, Bathsheba.
We're calling it a destination day in Bathsheba, where we have 3 events happening on one day. Starting from early morning, where we're doing a family fun ride and walk. This is in an effort to bring out health and wellness within the parish, right? And then after that, we come down here into Bathsheba in Soup Bowl. We're going to have a surfing exhibition, and then ending the evening with our marquee event, Bathsheba by Night. And we're bringing that back because we know the people of St. Joseph loved that event, where vendors from in the area are able to come out and showcase their talents and art and craft. And then now later in the evening, we'll climax with a series of entertainment, all local talent.
Some vendors who ply their wares in Bathsheba are understandably excited about the plans.
As far as we consider, it will boost up we work and we projects and things, and it will bring enlightenment to the place, and I hoping that the children and things can benefit from it.
Well, I'm looking forward for that day, not only for my vending business, but to see the people come together, you know, and be a real community spirit where we can fellowship and people can shop and, you know, just enjoy the entertainment that we will have. Seeing different people come to Bathsheba because we had it in a long time. And Bathsheba by Night, I'm looking forward for that time as well because we had it in a long time. So I'm looking to enjoy myself with the entertainment that we will have on that day. And as I said, to bless my business as well.
The Bathsheba by Night will be held at Hillcrest next to the community center, and the church service will take place at St. Anne's Church. Andrew Lowe, CBC News.
Thank you, Andrew, showing off his home parish of St. Joseph. A minor earthquake was recorded to the west of Barbados this afternoon. The Seismic Research Center of the University of the West Indies says the 3.7 quake struck at 12 minutes to 1. It was recorded at latitude 13.09 north and longitude 60.03 west, or about 46 kilometers west of Bridgetown, Barbados. It was recorded at a depth of 125 kilometers. Sports is just ahead with Anne-Marie Burt. Well, Anne-Marie's here, and I'm told you have some not so good news from Barbados.
I'm starting on a somewhat negative note for Barbados Pride, as they were decimated within 2 days as they succumbed to an innings and 56-run defeat to Trinidad and Tobago Red Force at Kensington Oval this evening in their 5th round match of the West Indies 4-day championship. Resuming on 182 for 4, the Red Force were bowled out for 263. Jason Holder took 5 for 52. Matthew Ford had 3 for 53, and Kemar Roach claimed 2 for 54. Pride then in their second innings were all out for 121, with Rawson Chase top scoring on 41. Here's a look at the highlights.
Looking for runs, but doesn't go far enough. Poached by Kemar Roach. He has done it. The new ball once again doing the trick for Ford. Pulled away and convincingly. Pulls again, result the same. 5 for Jason Holder at Kensington Oval. It also spells the end of the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force innings.
Bolden! In spectacular fashion, the captain departs. Edge and taken.
fast bowling perfection. Oh wow, a mix-up. What Barbados Pride did not need. Taken. They believe it's carried all the way to Jason Mohammed. This time it's pad only, and this time the finger goes up. He puts him to rest. The middle stump takes a rest. Edge found, catch taken. He is victim once again of Joshua James. This could be it, indeed. They have painted the oval red. A victory of historic proportions by Trinidad and Tobago Red Force over Barbados Pride. Victory by an innings and 56 runs.
So those full scores: Barbados Pride 86 and 121, Trinidad and Tobago Red Force 263. The West Indies women's head coach Shane Dates is impressed with some of the results from the recently concluded Regional Women's Super 50 in St. Kitts. Though there were some individual and team performances, Dates says a number of areas still need improvement.
It was a great opportunity for me to see what was out there. There were some really good positive things, and obviously some things that we need to really improve on. You know, it was great to see Trinidad really fight back from a loss in their first game, fight back to take out the title, and they really had some good plans, executed their plans. The strategy is really good, so that was real positive. I could see that they changed their game plans and how they went around trying to get the win. So that was a good from a strategic point of view, and seeing good captaincy by Ramrak stepping up as she did for us in the game against Bangladesh. So that was real positive. I think the spin bowling in whole across the whole tournament was really good and probably a positive. But I think that the main thing that's standing out to me was the batting and the lack of scores, the low strike rates, no big hundreds made by anyone in the whole tournament. So the batting side of it, and particularly playing against spin bowling, is a bit of a concern moving forward.
The West Indies women's next assignment will be the ICC Women's World Cup qualifiers in Pakistan from April 4th to 19th. Well, that's my first look at sports. When I return, I'll have our athlete in the spotlight. But right now, it's back over to you, Tisha.
Hey, thank you so much, Anne-Marie. Up next on CBC's Newsnight, the Business Report. Consumer protection took center stage as government's protection agencies took their message to the street today. Officials from the Fair Trading Commission, the Department of Commerce, and the Office of Public Counsel all pitched an information booth at Q in the Community at Content Playing Field in St. Thomas. Trevor Thorpe and a CBC News team were there, and they filed this report.
Officer in charge of the Consumer Protection Division at the Fair Trading Commission, Julia Regis, said they are on a mission to bring education about consumer protection to the public.
We are here from the Fair Trading Commission, and along with the other departments, the Office of Public Counsel and the Department of Commerce, the divisions armed with protecting and safeguarding consumers of this country. And we're here, we're in the community. We are here to interact. We are here to educate. We are here to inform them about everything consumer protection.
She added that people often do not listen to messages unless something affects them, and that can be a challenge.
One of our mandates at the Commission is to empower, to educate. And so we do it. We believe we do it from the younger ones, primary school, right up, and we believe something is going to click for somebody. Somebody might be able to say, you know what, that is an issue for the Fair Trading Commission, and they will come over to us. So we are in the community, being part of the community today to give that information. We are at your doorsteps. Come on out, and we will answer any questions you may have, and we can also give you that information that you need when you go out to do your shopping.
Ms. Regis also said it is the hope of the FTC that at the end of the awareness exercise, Barbadians will be better educated in how to protect themselves.
And we know it starts in our minds. We have to change a mindset. So we are hoping that we can share that information to get people on board, to do things that will protect them now, but protect them for the future. We are talking about climate change and how it's affecting us. What we do as consumers can have an effect. Let it be a positive one as they go through their lifestyles.
The outreach program will continue tomorrow at the Warrens Business Complex. Trevor Thorpe for the Business Report.
Always great things happening at Q. Well, 32 people in the food and beverage industry will be certified in advanced food safety by the end of the week. This after attending a 3-day workshop hosted by the Caribbean Public Health Agency. Executive Director Dr. Lisa Indar says while there are no major complaints, there's always room for improvement. Our Rachel Agard has that story.
The principles of food safety from purchase to service are important to any tourism industry, and those in management positions will be better equipped to direct their staff in the proper handling of food after requesting the training from the Caribbean Public Health Agency. Executive Director Dr. Lisa Indar says Barbados is always hosting events, and this particular training is a prerequisite for CARFA's hosting of its annual health conference from May 7th to 9th.
Barbados is having your C4 conference as well, and all of these hotels are involved in that. So it comes at a good time in terms of ensuring, you don't want people to come and you get sick. We are trying to make sure we emphasizing the principles of food safety. This is an international certification. It's recognized worldwide, so the persons are certified and it's valid for 5 years. And the reason you do it, you have to recertify because things change, practices change, so you want to keep up to date.
Further, Dr. Indar says this training allows Barbados to reach international standards.
Barbados, like other countries, and I want to say, are really putting forward their best foot forward in terms of meeting international standards, whether it be for food safety, for surveillance, and other measures. And we have to do that. We're tourism dependent in the Caribbean, so we can't just say we are just looking at what's happening regionally. Our travelers are coming from the US and the UK and Canada and all that, so we have to meet the international requirements.
She adds training is continuous, and the more it's conducted, the better the region becomes as a whole.
We would have gaps because you tend to see things would happen, something slip through the cracks. So the idea of building capacity is to keep us, vigilant all the time so that, we reduce occurrences as much as possible.
Training will also be conducted for food vendors on request by the Ministry of Health. Rachel Agard, CBC News.
It's time now for a look at how stocks performed locally and regionally today.
In Jamaica, Victon Energy Limited with 2,940,524 units was the volume leader, followed by Trans-Jamaican Highway Limited and Massey Holdings Limited. In Trinidad and Tobago, CIBC Caribbean Bank Limited was the volume leader with 95,541 shares changing hands for a value of Trinidad and Tobago $769,083.90, followed by Massey Holdings Limited. And here in Barbados, no securities traded today on the regular market.
Well, coming up, the weather with Carrie-Ann O'Neill. Well, it's time for a look at the weather with Carrie-Ann O'Neill.
Well, good evening to you, Tisha, and good evening, everyone. A trough system is impacting the island. However, due to the dry nature of the atmosphere, we had mostly sunny skies. The winds across the region, they are light to moderate, and convergence maintained some showers and isolated thunderstorms across the Guianas. The maximum temperature today was 29 degrees Celsius, the minimum 24 degrees. At present, the temperature stands at 26 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity 80%, the winds are coming in from the southeast. We take a look now at some atmospheric conditions across the region, where those warm temperatures are ranging from just around 25 to 27 degrees Celsius. The humidity shows moisture is building across those southern islands, and the winds are generally light to moderate across the region. We take a look now at our satellite feed, where a trough system is impacting the island. However, due to the very dry nature of the atmosphere, we had mostly sunny skies. We saw a few low-level clouds drifting across the island. As a result, we had up to 5.2 millimeters of rainfall in Christchurch. Meanwhile, the winds, they are peaking at 17 knots for us. The seas smooth to moderate in open water, with swells peaking at 2 meters. Later on tonight, we can expect a mix of clear and cloudy skies, along with just a few light showers. Further south, convergence maintained showers as well as isolated thunderstorms across the Guianas. Over now in the Western Caribbean, there is a shear line there, maintaining wet conditions across sections of Cuba, Hispaniola, as well as Jamaica. There's also a cold front, maintaining a few showers over in Puerto Rico. That's all for us to look at the weather. After the break, we'll have the forecast. Welcome back. In the forecast for tomorrow, the sun is expected to rise at 6 minutes after 6 and will set at 9 minutes past 6. Now, the first high tide, that's expected at 9 minutes after 4 in the early morning, and the first low at 5 minutes to 10 in the morning. The seas, smooth to moderate in open water, with swells peaking at 2 meters. The winds, they are coming in from the east to the east-northeast, up to 30 kilometers per hour. For us here in Barbados tonight, we can expect a mix of clear and cloudy skies, along with a few light showers. And over the next 3 days, fair to partly cloudy skies, along with just a few light showers, can be expected.
Time to welcome Anne-Marie Burke back for more sports.
I'll start with football this time around. Britain are now third in the BFA Premier League standings after defeating Deacons in a rescheduled match at Atherton. Britain moved to 16 points, while UW Blackbirds kept pace with the front runners on 14 points, coming from behind to draw against Pride of Gall Hill. CBC's Damien Best reports.
Rescheduled matches in the Premier League. We're in the heart of the countryside. Allerton, St. George, Pride of Gall Hill in blue versus UWI Blackbirds. Nothing dazzling about the free kick, but Ramon Rollins is quickest to react. That is 1-0. Fast forward to the 32nd minute now. Goalkeeper Shaquan Phillips got way too adventurous, cuts down Siobhan Jones in the line of duty. Referee says that's a punishable offence. Penalty for the high boot. Tyrico Redmond Bellamy from the spot makes it 2-0 at the break. A little pep talk at halftime seemed to ignite some energy in the UWI camp. 66th minute. Trevon Wickham, brilliant individual work. Christopher Arthur turns it in at near post. The Blackbirds back in the mix. It's 2-1. Gall Hill invited pressure on too many occasions, and UWI's saviour came calling in the nick of time. 90th minute. His name is Shaquille Brown. The new master is in town. This one ends. Pride of Gall Hill 2. UWI Blackbirds 2. The nightcap encounter Deacons in red playing Britain's Hill through ball. Shaquan Haynes with a crack takes the deflection. Deacons lead 1-0. Into the second half we go. Change of ends. Britain's Hill connecting the dots. 50th minute. Shaquille Boyce on his bike shakes the keeper in the process. Smartly done. 1-1 now. Britain's Hill searching for the go-ahead goal. Sent on their super sub in Zuri Morris, and he repaid their faith. Chested down and rifled home. 2-1 then, the scoreline. In the dying stages now, time added on. Boyce will complete his brace and secure the 3 points for Britain's Hill as they beat Deacons 3-1.
Thanks, Damien. Now, as we inch closer to the Power A Dasani BSAC Track Championships, tonight we feature one of the most promising junior jumpers.
It's time for Athlete in the Spotlight, where we take a look at some of the track and field stars expected to dominate at the Power A Dasani BSAC Championships. Aaron Messiah is a two-time Carifta Games silver medalist. no stranger to athletics. This young man has his eyes set on more glory over the Easter weekend. The St. Michael's School student is a star jumper, and so far this season has been going to plan.
So far, the season wasn't really getting any performances I'm happy with. Trying to stay patient. I hope that comes later down closer to Carifta. But just working on progression right now. In triple jump, I want to be further by now. You know, qualifying is good and all, but also have personal goals I want to achieve.
Well, Messiah is expected to do well at the Power A Dasani BSAT Championship and Carifta. His aim right now is on taking his talents overseas.
Not really any pressure. I wasn't really focusing on Carifta per se. It's a good event to go to, but this season I really plan to get the distances I need to go to a proper university.
Okay, so it's all about getting that scholarship for you.
Yes.
What universities are you targeting?
I don't really have a set group, but when they see the right one, I will know.
Messiah also outlined his targets for Carifta 2025.
What is it that you want to achieve from these games in 2025 now? You think that you can go now and reach the promised land and get the goal?
That's obviously the plan. Hopefully, with my hard work, can achieve it. It definitely won't be easy, but I feel I'm capable. Hopefully, come away with it.
Our athlete in the spotlight is Aaron Messiah. That was your athlete in the spotlight, where we took a look at some of the track and field stars expected to dominate at the Power A Dasani BSAT Championships.
And that's it for sports. Back over to you, Tisha.
Oh, BSAC coming up at Knapsack tomorrow. Will you be there?
No, for the first time in over a decade, I won't be.
Oh, I guess we'll have to watch together.
Yes.
All right, time for a break. Stay with us.
The facts say Morning Barbados reaches an audience of over 50,000 and Newsnight reaches over 56,000. It's simple. When you advertise, you're getting your message to over 50,000 of your potential customers. Make the call to CBC Sales Department today and watch your business grow. Contact us at 467-5559 or email marketing@cbc.bb.
Well, that's news. Thank you so much for spending the time with us. Do enjoy the rest of your evening.